We now return to Motor City Burning, a special presentation of WILS News.
Detroit Free Press reporter Bill Sarin was on 12th Street in the early hours of the riot and remembers the mood of the crowd turning from jovial to menacing.
I must have been out there about 9:30, 10. I think Conyers and Diggs had come out. So I think by noon it was pretty much out of hand. People were running amok. I mean, I remember a black man saying to me, "You got to get out of here. What are you doing in here?" I was poking around, a little blazer on, you know.
While all hell was breaking loose on 12th Street, Officer X and his fellow Detroit police officers were sitting on their hands at Herman Kiefer Hospital.
And we were getting reports, that they were starting fires, all of a sudden, and they just kept us there. We sat there all night long, waited for some helmets to come, and they finally brought a bunch of helmets out and stuff like that, and then, but I'm going to say by the time we got there, it was probably 4 o'clock in the morning, and we just sat there at that parking lot of Herman Kiefer Hospital till noon of the next day.
When the officers at Herman Kiefer were finally sent out to the 12th Street area, they were given specific instructions on how to deal with the rioters. They were also stunned by the scene when they got there. As Officer X explains,
"Don't shoot anybody, no matter what he's doing. If he's stealing, looting, no matter what they're doing, do not shoot anybody." That was, you might as well blow your own brains out if you're going to shoot somebody. So, that's the way they basically handled it. You figure if we get out there right now, we can put a stop to this. How that would have been done, I don't know. But when we did get out there, it was just like, my God, where am I? I never saw nothing like this before. Nothing had no buildings had windows in them. People were walking in and out of these buildings carrying stuff out. We were not to stop them. We were just to watch and take no action. All we had was clubs and whatever, we had to protect ourselves. But guns we had a gun, but you were told, do not use that gun no matter what.
J.D. Ross was 15 years old in 1967. He and his brother were visiting an aunt who lived on Kenilworth on the city's east side. Ross recalls the festive mood of the rioters early on that first day.
But when we went to the window, we was looking out. I don't know where the people came from. I couldn't, to this day, I'm like, what is happening, And the next thing I knew, somebody just broke a big glass, And we looking, and we still looking at us, man, they done broke the glass. And it was just like a frenzy, man. It just ignited people out there for a minute. It was like piranhas. Then we heard something down the street. Dude, I'm like, wait a minute, man, police gonna be coming out here. But we noticed there's more. We sat up there a long time, police weren't coming.
Soon, Ross found himself getting caught up in the excitement and temptation.
So I'm saying to myself, if there's one store, because back in Detroit during that time, they had a lot of the stores that were right around in the neighborhood. A lot of you can't find them. You got to go to the malls, and they had a lot of those pawn shops. But there's this one store that had this nice little hat, this little beanie hat that I like, baby blue. I said, if they hit that store, I'm out. I told my cousin, I said, if they hit that, I'm out. Next thing I know, somebody broke that window. We looked at each other. We said, we all. So me and my brother, 3 years younger than me, and my cousin, who's the same age as I, we just went downstairs and went across the street. And I'm like, I used to look at this hat every time I come over his house, and I'm looking for this baby blue hat. And I come over there, and I'm like, oh, man, I don't see somebody that got it, And so I wasn't going to go in there. I wasn't even going to mess around. But then I looked and seen the hat over in the corner. So I go through the window, grab the hat, put it on, it fit perfectly. So from that point on, that's it. That's it for me. So me and my brother and my cousin, we went back upstairs.
Motor City Burning, a special presentation of WILS News, will continue in a moment.